This gets wet, you know, I'm subject to chafing, I'm subject to my core temperature dropping, and that's just, to me, that's unacceptable. I cannot be wet in this area right here. That's just not cool at all. So. You know, it's going to be raining tomorrow, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be out on the trail. So I'm going to take every opportunity today to make it rain. Come along, won't you?
In this first test, I'm in my ultralight Frogg Toggs rain jacket with my trash bag rain skirt over the top of my Dynamo wind pants from Montbell, and Rebecca's on the leaf blower.
A little bit wet right here, but this is all completely dry. I don't know, I think it came up in the back when you were blowing.
A little bit, so but it's not wet. It just has, you know, drops from your jacket.
Yeah, here I'm in the same Frogg Toggs rain jacket with the Montbell Dynamo wind pants. However, I've switched into the 3F UL rain skirt. And as you can see, the rain skirt is kind of flapping open as you know, I turn around. So that's somewhat problematic, but it did tend to perform pretty well and seem to keep me dry.
The old Frogg Toggs. And I think actually water's getting through this zipper. So that's not like super cool. But what I'm concerned about is this area right here. Yeah, man, completely dry. And actually, my legs are dry in these wind pants. They're not wet.
Okay, I've switched back into a dry t-shirt, and I've got the rain jacket on. Is made by WAA Ultra equipment, and it weighs 5.9 ounces. And I've also switched back into the trash bag rain skirt.
Moisture. I'm wondering if it's from in here. I need to probably put some tenacious tape on this. But this right here, look at this, man. Look at, completely dry. Completely dry. I feel completely dry underneath this pants. Check it out. Looking dry, dude. Okay guys, let me kind of summarize the gear that I was just using right there. First off, I was utilizing a Frogg Toggs ultralight rain jacket, men's size small. It comes in at 5.5 ounces, and also I utilized and used this. It's a jacket from WAA Ultra equipment. I've had it for several years, and it's a pretty good ultralight rain jacket that comes in at 5.9 ounces. Also, I had two different versions of rain skirts. Firstly, I was utilizing a trash bag with a drawstring in the top that I added a cord lock to, which allows you to cinch it around your waist. And then I just opened up the bottom, and then that was my rain skirt, and that comes in at 0.9 ounces. And then the other rain skirt I was using was from a company called 3F UL out of China. This comes in, I believe, at 2.7 or 2.9 ounces. It's not really that light as far as rain skirts are concerned, but yeah, so that's that. And then also I was using a pair of wind pants from Montbell. These are the Dynamo wind pant from Montbell that come in at 2.7 ounces. So next I'll talk a little bit about how they performed and give you my thoughts on that. So first off, on my rain jackets, I use the Frogg Toggs size small. It's just their UL, their ultralight jacket, and it's, you know, had similar results as I've had with a lot of their other products where they underperform. I mean, I guess you get what you pay for, but they work in kind of a light rain, I think. But I've actually run a 100-mile race in Frogg Toggs, and you know, I haven't been that happy with them. So I thought I'd give them a shot again, and again they underperformed in this test right here. As you can probably see, when I opened my jacket up, it was completely wet right here through the zipper. Now maybe that would have performed differently if I wasn't hitting it, you know, with the wind driving into me like it was, but I don't believe the zipper's you know, able to withstand that. And as you can see, the jacket's wetting out. One of the reasons why I decided to go with a rain skirt is because I bought that pair of Frogg Toggs, and I went out, Rebecca and I, we went out and we hiked for about 3 hours one day, and we were in rain for about the first, well, the entire time, but after about an hour and a half, my pants started to really get quite wet in the crotch, and by the end of 2 hours, I was like soaked in my junk region here. I can't handle that. So I wanted to look for some other options, and I started looking at rain skirts. And so I've got these two different versions here, one of which is a rain bag. It's just a garbage sack that actually worked quite well. It's got a drawstring in it, and I put a little cord lock on it to help hold it up, and then opened up the bottom. And this thing, man, weighs 0.9 ounces, so it's not even an ounce, and it performed marvelously. I mean, when I took it off, I was completely dry in here. So I'm very happy with this. This will probably go with me in the desert, because I don't anticipate seeing that kind of driving rain. If we get anything, it's going to be mostly showers. So this would probably work for me for probably 80% of the trail. You know, maybe not so much up in Washington. Maybe it will perform up in Washington in the rainy season. But couple this with the wind pants that I purchased. Now this is an update to what I had intended on taking, which was those bargain wind pants that I got. Now those are still really good wind pants. The only problem with them is that they're heavier than I'd like if I'm going to couple them with a rain skirt. So those came in at 4.9 ounces. These come in at 2.7 ounces. And they're the Montbell Dynamo. They're the heavier version. They're not the Tachyon. Like a lot of people wind up getting. The Tachyon's a lighter wind pant. However, these come with a zipper, which is pretty nice. It's got a zipper down low, and it's a thicker material. So they're a little bit warmer, and they're going to hold up probably a little bit better as far as, you know, tearing and abrasion, and seems like they'll just hold up better. But I've been very impressed with these particular wind pants in cold temperatures. I wear them over the top of these shorts with nothing else below, and they keep my legs completely warm. So I'm very happy with this as a purchase. Another thing that I purchased, I thought I'd give it a shot, and that's this 3F UL rain skirt. And the thing's like 22 bucks on Amazon. Kind of a funky design, actually. The thing that I don't like about it is there's no closure system for the bottom. It just kind of overlaps, and I'm assuming that it'll probably be okay in most cases, but if you are in the wind, you know, I can see where that's going to flap open and kind of maybe cause a problem with moisture and rain getting in. So I don't know. I may use this. I can't remember the weight. I believe it's like around 2.7, 2.8 ounces, which, you know, isn't not ultra light, but yeah, it seemed to perform pretty well when I tested it over there. And you know, my junk area was not wet, which is critical for me. If I can keep that dry, and if I don't, then there'll be like significant chafing, you know, with my underwear down in between my legs, and I just can't have that. So at all costs, I need to be able to keep my crotch area and my core dry. So these did perform. I intend on taking these out again when it's raining, just to test them further. But today was a pretty good test, just to kind of see how they would do it initially and preliminarily. The other jacket I used was this WAA Ultra jacket. This comes in at 5.9 ounces, and I was debating on whether or not taking this or the Frogg Toggs. The Frogg Toggs is marginally lighter. It's 5.5 ounces for the Frogg Togg jacket, and this is 5.9. However, this has, you know, a better draw cord around the face. It's got draw cord and cord locks that'll seal off around your waist. I've had this for many years, and it's starting to get pretty worn, but it's still a very good jacket that you know, it will wet out. I've run in this thing for several hours, and just like any raincoat, it's going to wet out after a period of time. But yeah, it'll keep you dry just as well as most any other ultralight rain jackets. So this might wind up being in my kit. Definitely the Dynamo wind pant is going to be in my kit, and then also probably for the desert section, I'm looking at the trash bag, because those trash bags, you can get them like 90 trash bags for like $8. So they're super cheap, super versatile, and I like how it performs, man. Like I say, all I really need it to do is just to kind of keep me dry in the old junk region, and yeah, good to go. Yeah, as we get up a little bit closer to Washington, I may wind up switching out to this jacket. This is an outdoor research Panorama point jacket. This one comes in, it's a little heavy, and that's why I'm not taking it with me, because it's 11.9 ounces, and that's just far too heavy for me to take, you know, into the desert. And for about 80% of the trail, I wouldn't need something like this. But this jacket I've had in the rain for up to 3 hours, and it hadn't wetted out. So I've been really impressed with this. It's got pit zips, it's got a nice bill, it's got drawstrings in all the places that you would expect a jacket like this should have them. Yeah.
Well, guys, for probably 80% of the trail, I'm looking at taking the WAA jacket, the Dynamo wind pants from Montbell, and the trash bag rain skirt. We'll just have to see how that plays out, but I think that's gonna work out just fine for me. So that's part of the fun of this whole thing, is testing gear, seeing what's gonna work. You know, maybe I fall flat on my face on some of that stuff, but I guess that's what it's all about. And I'm learning just as anybody who's never done this is learning. And if you guys have any comments and or suggestions, yeah, I'd love to hear them. So till next time, I'm out.